Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Set Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright, if you have time, please give this video a thumbs up, pass it on to somebody who might like it as well, and please answer the following question in the comment section. Today I want to know if any of you have been in the situation I'm getting ready to describe, or if you've gone through something like this, or if you've seen somebody else go through this before, okay? So basically this is what happened. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to say to you guys, happy holiday. For those of you who are going to be eating turkey today and hanging out with your family, I want to tell you happy holiday. I have a hard time saying happy Thanksgiving because it gives me all these, thoughts about massacre and, smallpox and the murder and, massacre of millions of people. It's hard for me to talk about it like, oh, have some turkey, have some fun, without remembering all those lives that were lost. So I want to give homage to those ancestors. I want to give homage to those Native Americans who my family, I said ancestor because my family has some Native American in them, and many American families do actually. So I want to give homage to the Native Americans who were massacred and whose names are forgotten or even unknown. So first and foremost, so I do want to wish you a happy holiday, but I want to remember those people who were affected by the European invasion. Okay, first and foremost. So give an ashe to them. And for the rest of us, I hope you guys enjoy your families, enjoy your meals, have a good time, okay? Try to, we got a day off and we got food, so let's enjoy it, right? So a woman came to me the other day, an Aquarius, and she said something to me that made me have so many flashbacks, She's a young girl. She's only 25, going on 26. And she said that she feels like her boss is trying to destroy her. And I laugh because I've been in this situation. If you're an Aquarius and you're having problems at work, join the club, because Aquarius always have problems at work. Not all of us, but many. And this is why I usually work by myself, for myself. If I do work for another person, I do more of a consulting kind of thing. I don't like working in an office or in a team. And I have done it many, many times, but I don't like it because this is what happens to many Aquarius. She said that her boss, she's doing her job, but her boss and her clash in personality. So he don't like her, she don't like him. Happens all the time. And instead of him just being like, okay, it is what it is, now he's going to try to fire her or find a reason for her to be fired and not look like it's his fault. So he's got like one of her co-workers snitching on her, and no matter what happens, no matter how small it is, if she's 2 minutes, late for work or anything happens, he's writing her up, trying to create a paper trail. So any of you out there who've experienced this or who've done this or who've been in this position, y'all know what it's hitting for. He don't like her, she don't like him. He gonna find a way to make it look like she's incompetent so he can fire her. And as an Aquarius, I'm sorry, this happens to you a lot. This happens to us a lot. A lot of people will become jealous of us at work. A lot of people will just not straight up just not like us for whatever reason. It could even be a real reason. Some people will become intimidated because a lot of Aquarius are really smart. Like in the case of her boss, a lot of times bosses become intimidated by you because they know you're smarter and more creative than they are. They know you can do their job better than them. So what they try to do is they try to point out, see, Aquarius are kind of eccentric and kind of quirky. So what they do is they try to point out those things and make you demonize you, basically. And I've had this happen to me several times. Most times I just quit. I just left and went to another job. I was fired a few times, but we all knew what it was hitting for. Me and the whole staff knew what was going on before it even happened, So I said to her, as she was telling me this story, I was like, let me tell you something. This is very Aquarius. This is very Aquarius. It's very common for these kind of things to happen at Earth to happen at our places of employment. So my thing to you guys is that if something like this happens to you, first and foremost, I'm gonna tell you something. There have been people who tried to destroy me a million times, and guess what? I'm still standing. I'm still standing and making more money than a lot of those people. A lot of those people who tried to take me down, or some people who was talking shit about me, some people who still talk shit about me, and I'm doing way better than they were then and than they are now. So emotionally, mentally, spiritually, materially, I'm doing better than them. So first and foremost, just because somebody gets you fired or attacks your character or does whatever the case is, does not mean that you are destroyed. That's all drama. It's all drama. Okay? So first and foremost, because this is your livelihood, what I would suggest is if you come into a situation where your coworker or your boss or whoever is coming after you in this kind of manner, it's not too many things you really can do about it. I mean, if you have proof of inappropriate behavior, you obviously can take that to human resources, and I definitely would. But if you don't, and it's covert like it usually is, just start looking for a new job and move on. Because the bottom line is that if your boss is trying to find things on you, he's going to find it. I don't care how good of an employee you are. If your boss want to find something, it's found. You know? And in certain states, it's no fault. So basically, they can fire you for any reason. Your boss doesn't even need a good reason most of the time in certain states. Like I was in Pennsylvania. They don't even need a good reason. So I just say find another job and move on. Bottom line, you know, try to find jobs where you're going to be by yourself too. Try to find jobs like, I'm going to tell you, my most successful jobs when I had to work for another person was security. Most successful. I had some issues sometimes with coworkers and things like that, but most of the time with security, you're by yourself. Most of the time you're, working by yourself or with one other person at most. So in those situations, you don't have to deal with as many people. So that was a good one for me. But it's all kinds of jobs where you can be by yourself, all kinds of positions where you can be a consultant or even as a teacher. Teaching was good for me because it was just me and my students. Now, it is going to be some drama with the other adults. It's going to be, drama with parents sometimes, things like that. But I was able to maintain teaching on different levels for many, many years, even with the drama that was going on, especially if you're in a school district, because if you have a union, they can't really fire you, so you have to worry about playing that game, So my thing to you is that if you're an Aquarius, try to find positions where you don't have to be around so many people bugging you, getting jealous, fighting with you. And honestly, an Aquarius just does better by themselves. You do better at a job where you answering to one person and not being bothered with a bunch of people and their drama. Because as soon as you gather people together, drama starts. I don't care what kind of organization it is. I don't care where it is. It can be a place like I've worked at all kinds of places, social work, education. I've worked at all kinds of places, and I've never been anywhere and there wasn't somebody or some little pocket of drama. And I just will stay away from that vibration. But whenever you gather people together, you're always going to get at least one clique that's full of drama. So if you can be in situations where you're not working with a lot of people, that's what's best for you. If you're the boss or the supervisor or a consultant or you're freelance, those things are best for Aquarius. When you do have to work with people in settings that I mentioned before, it's going to be difficult. And when things like this happen, the best thing you really can do, like I said, if there's wrongdoing, you can blow the whistle. But if there is no wrongdoing and it's more covert, like her boss is not openly doing anything to her. He's just got somebody spying. And every time anything happens, writing little things down, just making what I would call a paper trail so that eventually he can fire the poor child and make it look like it's not his fault that she did all these things. When in reality, 9 times out of 10, she's probably just doing her job and they just don't like each other. So, like I said before, This is something that many of us go through. So I'm gonna say two things. Number one, if you're an Aquarius and you're going through this, just move on. Just move on, and don't get caught up in the drama of it, because that's what happens. You get caught up in the drama, hating them hating you, nasty negative energies back and forth. Don't get caught up in that. Just completely detach yourself from the situation and start working towards finding another job. Keep that job as long as you have to and transition to the next one and move on. That's all I did. I just transitioned. As soon as somebody irked me enough, or the job was bad enough, or I saw them trying to do some sneaky shit, I just moved on to the next thing. Okay? And as an Aquarius, I know this is annoying. It's very unfair too, because in a lot of cases, you won't even have done anything. But honestly, we do better by ourselves. So a lot of times when we're in these kind of environments, they're just not right for us. You're better off, honestly, as an Aquarius, being an entrepreneur. If you have a really good, lucrative kind of, idea, or if you want to get into real estate or something like that, you're better off being someplace where, like I said, you're an entrepreneur or you're working by yourself. You see? Because those are the situations we thrive in. A lot of people are jealous of our vibration. A lot of people get jealous of us because, like I said, we're very smart and we're very clever, So if you're an Aquarius and you're going through this, or you've been through this many times before, it's not your fault. It's just something that our sign commonly goes through, and we have to learn how to deal with. And I think it happens because Aquarius aren't supposed to be working for other people. I think that's just the bottom line. Aquarius are supposed to be leaders. So if you're working for other people, they're the leader, you're the follower, and that's not where you're supposed to be. So I think many of us keep getting pushed out of these kinds of situations to make us stand up and get into positions where we're in charge, where we're the leader. I've never been so happy as I have been since I retired from the school district. That was the best thing I ever did. And I was scared to do it because I thought I would need the stability. But I retired from the school district and kept it moving, and I've been happiest in my life ever since, because I work for and with myself. And when I do take a contract with another person, I just work for them for a certain amount of time. They give me a certain amount of money, I work for a certain amount of time, and I move on. You see? So that is a lot better for our vibration. So it's time for me to get going. Please drop me that comment. I'm dying to know if you've experienced this or you know what I'm talking about. Also, if you would like to get a reading done, please email me and I will give you an appointment. All my information, my email, everything, my social media, my Patreon, everything is underneath this video. So check it out before you get going, okay? All right, guys. Enjoy your turkey stuffing Thursday. Whatever it is, enjoy it. See you later.